Good morning, everybody. Kelly McDonald here. Welcome back to Bar Talk on this March 8th of 2021. Nice to see all of you in your little boxes on my screen. I hope you are all doing well, enjoying the increasing sunlight, getting outside. Spring is coming. I keep telling myself, and every year I start telling myself that in March, forgetting that we really have like another month or two of winter ahead of me, but I'm still an optimist. So at some point, spring will be here. Today we've got actually a really cool presentation that Heather is going to lead with Angela's assistance of a brand new tool that the association is rolling out for its members. This is called MEBarConnect. And this is going to replace all the listservs, the email groups, if you've got that, you always go back to the same email in your inbox and hit reply all. So you've got all the emails there. You do that. This is going to replace all of those with one centralized online community for our members, broken into different groups by substance area, interest area, membership. For example, we're going to have a group for the Board of Governors so we can talk to each other. We're going to have a group for each of the sections to talk to each other. And so this is a powerful new tool. It's particularly timely given the remote quality of the last year. But as with all tools, you have to learn how to use it and you have to practice a little bit in order to embrace it and to understand its full potential. And so I've asked Heather to give us a little walkthrough. Because like you, I'm resistant to change. It's hard to change my ways, and I want to actually see what this looks like. And then I'm going to commit to start using it and to start sending messages through it. And I'm just going to try it out for a couple of weeks. And as with most things, if you just try something for a couple of weeks, it becomes habit. It becomes second nature. And of course, a key part of any community is its membership. And so we really want to make sure that we have a strong group of people to form the backbone of this community. That's what will give it value for all of us. So I encourage everybody here, check out this presentation and then make a commitment over the next couple of weeks to actually send a message, sign up and send a message so you can try it out. So with that introduction, Heather, thank you so much for being here and walking us through MEBarConnect. I will turn it over to you.
Well, thank you, Kelly. And it is important to know that when you do use this community, it still does come to your email, which is one of the features that we did like best. So you don't always have to go. Initially, we need you to go in and sign up. But once you do that, the emails will come into your inbox. So hopefully it will work out for you. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye to your screen, Angela. And I'm going to take it over, if you don't mind. Are you seeing my PowerPoint? Great, thank you. Okay, so welcome to MEBarConnect. ME is short for Maine, so we're calling it MEBarConnect. This is our online community for our sections and committees. It's really important that you know that this will be open to a general discussion for all MSBA members roughly April 1st. Molly, don't kill me. We're trying for April 1st. And so we'll let you know for sure. So what I want to do today is I just want to talk you through the setup process. Just real simple. We can do a whole nother, how do you create other parts next time, but this is just to get you signed up. So what we want to do is you're going to go to the MSBA homepage and you're going to see this button, MEBarConnect. You're going to click that button.
Heather, excuse me for interrupting. Am I correct in understanding, should people be trying to do this now or do they need to hold off for a couple of weeks?
If you are a member of a section or a member of a committee, you can do this right now.
All right.
General discussion, if you want to post something to anybody at the bar, in the Bar Association, then you'll need to hold off just for a couple more weeks. Doesn't hurt to give you kind of a tutorial now. This will also sit on our YouTube page and our website. And of course, we're here to answer any questions that you have. So once you go to the homepage, click MEBarConnect. This will take you to the MEBarConnect page. You're going to hit this little blue button up here, sign in. This is what you'll need to sign in. It's important to note this is the same exact login that you use to log into the MSBA homepage, where you access your CLEs, your profiles, everything you need to do at MEBar.org. So, and it's going to automatically direct you to the MEBarConnect page. And it'll, of course, make you agree to terms and conditions. Please review those. If you have any questions, let us know. Congratulations, you're in. It's that simple. Once you're in, this is a sample homepage. This is what you'll see. Sometimes this, whoa, that was crazy. Sometimes you won't see anything listed here if you're not a part of a section or a committee, or your section committee hasn't posted yet. So start one. Kelly, you're going to do it. Just go in and post something. What this post will do is it'll create an email and send it to everyone in this, on this thread or in this community. Right now, sections and committees. So for this person, we created, it keeps doing that. We created them to belong in some sections so that you would see what it would look like. And I'm going to give you a live tutorial here at the end in just a moment. But we encourage you to explore, to engage, and to connect. And we definitely want you to just complete your profile. All of this information, your profile in MEBarConnect is complete. It has your name, it has where you work, but we want you to go in and kind of enhance that a little bit, give yourself a photo, talk about some of your bio information. You can place this here, and that just, it's always nice to see in these times a face with a name. And then what we want you to be able to do is just go in and look at your communities. Right now, if you're part of the administrative law section or the ADR section, I am members of all of these sections, so I'm going to get them. But it'll tell you over here how many discussions are happening and that you're a member. So, and all of these little buttons in here also give you opportunities to tell you what communities you belong to, that kind of thing. So, Kelly, you talked about posting a thread. Here we go. See, I think it's my live page. That's why I'm apt to move it. Post a discussion thread. This is how you create the email. So you want to be able to post it to the community, write your email, and then write your post and then send it. There are 3 ways, and this is really important, how to receive these emails. You can do it either real time. So that's, you'll receive an email when somebody sends one. Or you can do a daily digest, which is just a kind of a summary of what's happened that day. Or you could opt out of receiving emails. So what that means is you will not receive emails. But if you do at any time want to go into MEBarConnect to see what's going on in your community, then you can do that. You just log into MEBarConnect, go to our homepage, click on the button, and you're there. So how do you reply to a discussion post? So Sam Sherry, I'm pulling you out here. He sent an email through the Maine State Bar Association. This is what the email will look like when it comes to your inbox. And you just want to click here, reply to group. If you just want to reply to Sam, you just reply to sender. And this is the content of the discussion post or the email. So very important. One thing we've noticed since we've done this soft launch is some of our emails are getting caught in spam, even when it's Angela and I emailing, posting to each other on testing. So it's very important to check your spam because that's where we're finding some of these are landing. So that was my presentation on logging in and connecting today. And what I want to do real quick, Angela and Kelly, I don't want to take up too much time, but this is my page. And this is just a live version of what you'll be able to see. So if you come down here, you'll see that I'm posted something on the MCIS rules making to the Child Protection Juvenile Justice section. If any of you are in that, we just posted that. Molly today will also make sure you guys all have the information in your regular email, but just know that we will be moving forward using this format. Announcements over here, if you have an announcement, you can certainly post one, like there's a women's law section meeting coming up. So this is really fun. We encourage you to go in and just play, post, and just know that everyone sees your post. So it's not something that you can use as a personal, interaction with someone. We encourage you to just use it and connect with your community. So
Heather, we have a question. So if you opt out,
I'm sorry, I'm not taking questions today.
if you opt out from emails, are you opting out only of that particular thread or from all email from MEBarConnect? And I believe the answer is within each, you can put those settings within each community that you are a member of, correct?
That is correct. Are you still seeing my screen? If you look at any of these, you can click on, I'm going to call out Sam again, and this will ask you right here, where do you want to accept your emails daily, when someone emails, or no emails per session, per group. Exactly.
Up here in the settings, is that right?
You do have that flexibility. Yeah.
The other, so once you opt out from a section, it's not just that thread, it's from that community.
It is from that community.
And then no, you cannot read emails for sections or communities that you do not belong in.
Correct.
And then could you go back, Heather? Paul has asked for the URL address, which they need to clear a spam filter.
Okay, that is right here, Paul. I can put that right into, can I share and can I post in chat, Angela?
Yeah.
It's not letting me. I'm not allowed to see the smaller screen here. Strange. Maybe if I stop share. Oh, it pulls it to the top.
I just posted it.
Thank you, Kelly. So any other questions? We're really excited. We encourage you all to use this for communicating. And it's a way to do it where you don't have to, you can communicate with just your section. We've already got some great conversations happening. So we're excited about this.
Thanks, Molly. Molly just posted another place you can set your community notifications. If you go to your profile, then my account, and then community notifications. So that's another way you can set your notifications up.
Okay, great.
All right, great. Well, Heather, thank you so much for that overview. So again, if you are a member of a section or a committee, you can go ahead and log in now. Set up your profile, send a test. I just did. I just sent my first message. It was very exciting. I sent it to the Board of Governors. Yes. It was a brilliant piece of writing too. All right. There it is. We'll go ahead and take any, if you have any more questions, go ahead and post them in chat and we can address them. There will undoubtedly be a learning curve to this. There will be bumps along the road. Our hope is that this will become a useful tool for all of us to stay in touch. All right.
Can you see my screen now?
We sure can.
Okay.
Heather or Angela, anything else on MEBarConnect?
No, all set. Thank you, Kelly.
All right, so we do have, let's go through some updates. For those of you who have not been carefully following the news, there have been some changes from the governor's office over the past week. Let me just outline the high level view of that as I see it. The first impact is on travel restrictions. And so starting March 5th, a couple of days ago, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island were added to New Hampshire and Vermont as exempt states, in other words, if you are coming into Maine from any of those 5 states, you no longer need to go through the quarantine and testing requirements. As of May 1st, that will be true of all states, except for those specifically identified on an exclusion list that will be identified and that the government will decide on based on the number of cases in those particular states. In other words, up until now, the default for states has been you have to abide by quarantine and testing rules. As of May 1st, the default will be that you do not have to abide by those rules unless those states are added to the list. Governor Mills also changed gathering capacities. Up through May 23rd, indoor facilities can go up to 50% and outdoor facilities up to 75% of capacity. As of after May 23rd, indoor can go up to 75%, outdoor can go up to 100%. Obviously, this is all aimed at trying to get the economy cranking again and lifting the restrictions as more people become vaccinated. Obviously, the mask mandate is still in place. I expect that to continue to be in place for the foreseeable future, but it's super exciting. I think today will be the day we pass 20% of our residents getting their first shot. So we are making progress. The SJC has posted some rules amendments. I took a look at those, and they didn't get me too excited. They are primarily making clear, I think, that courts can decide at their discretion not to hold oral argument in a variety of different and 76G cases, 80B cases, ADC cases. So not earth-shaking. The new PMO order gave all of us slackers until April 30th to get our mandatory CLEs done and reported for last year. Make sure you do that. And then obviously we continue to have schedule changes due to COVID-19, and court administrative week is coming up at the end of this month. So that's what we have from the executive front. Angela, over to you to talk about the association.
Thank you. So the MSBA Summer Bar Conference, we thought we were going virtual, and we still may, but with some of these changes are coming about, we are still considering our options at this time. So let's just kind of we'll keep you informed as we figure that one out. However, as of right now, still in-person events for any MSBA entity, meaning the Bar Association as a whole or its sections or committees, is extended through May 25th. Judicial evaluations are open right now. We have 16 judges that we're evaluating. I ask that you check your email and visit the survey link and evaluate any judge that you have had dealings with within the last 6 years or so. And those are really important. So please take a few moments to do those. Also, the Maine Law Day contest is now open through April 1st. You can find out more information about that on our website. Also, Kelly was on TV very briefly yesterday, an interview on that, which was nice to have that out and for everyone to see. And finally, next week we have Tribal Judge Eric Menert joining us. Is that the right pronunciation, Kelly?
Maynard.
Yeah. And then you'll see that we have Chief Judge Jed French and Chief Justice Robert Mullen the subsequent weeks. Obviously, any questions with MEBarConnect as well, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, Heather, or Molly. We'd be happy to help you.
Thank you so much, Angela. On the Summer Bar Conference, I just, the thought of sitting in our offices looking at a Zoom screen in late June, especially if many of us are vaccinated, is tough. On the flip side, just so you understand what we're thinking about, if we put down a deposit on a facility, which we have to do because everything's getting booked up right now, and then that ends up getting canceled, that has a financial consequence to the association. So those are the issues that we're balancing. We're also not sure. Let's say many people are vaccinated. Are people going to feel comfortable gathering? Will that be people's preferences? And so if you have opinions on any of that, happy to hear them. Shoot me an email. But we are still considering that. I would love to hold an in-person event. Maybe we'll do a shorter in-person event at the Samoset in combination with a remote. We'll see. All right. So as you know, we've started offering up practice tips. And Spencer Irvin was kind enough to offer up a practice tip, and he is joining us here today. Spencer, thank you so much for joining us. Would you please introduce yourself to our group, explain where you practiced, what you practiced, that kind of thing, and then tell us the practice tip that you'd like to share.
Well, Kelly, I appreciate it, and I'll try to be brief to cover the subject. You suggested that one of the joys of practice in Maine was that there were very few assholes, and since I felt that, I hope before I came to Maine I was in that category until I got my feet wet, what they didn't teach you at law school being a long list. I maybe don't have any reason to go into this, but let me just a brief practice. When my youngest of our 4 daughters was about to finish college, I figured I could take my wife and I moved to Maine, which we did, to Bass Harbor on, of course, Mount Desert Island, and or Mount Desert. I'm learning it both ways. And I was admitted to practice in 1994, having taken the bar exam there was one person about 30 years younger than I, and the rest were appropriately just out of law school in their early 20s. And I then moved in 1996 and spent 30 very interesting years, most of which after a few years practicing with in association with Chris Largay and Bangor. I practiced out of our house in Bass Harbor, which we sadly decided after I'd retired to sell last year. To my surprise, real estate was a hot item last year, as you some of you know that were in that field of law. I took one area of practice that I had found interesting in Pennsylvania, namely bankruptcy, and I moved it to Maine and did a good bit of consumer bankruptcy, which has the advantage that it does scare a lot of practitioners, and you come in with an advantage there of they'll come to you, but of course a lot of movement and turn in bankruptcy over the years, and people who ran for high office and voted for the new bankruptcy or the significant amendments to the bankruptcy law, and said, of course, I hoped it wouldn't pass, but sorry, Hillary, it passed, and there it is. And that's still an interesting area of practice. The only tip I was throwing out was it took me a while before I came to Maine to realize that a lot of court imposed deadlines are, the purpose of them isn't to sandbag somebody, but it's to move the case along. And I think that lawyers generally know that, but clients often do not. And I think that the related tip that I have there is explain to a client, as you keep fully informed of everything, that we filed this really unbeatable complaint, but and the rules say that there's whatever, if the rules been changed, the rules say you have 20 days to respond, and he's going to call up, or she's going to call up and say, I'd like another 10 days or 20 or 30, depending on the complexity. And really, Ms. Client, that's the thing that that's my area, something that I know about. You've put me in charge of this, and there's going to be no problem to your case. Now there are cases where it would be a problem. There's going to be no problem if opposing counsel says I need an extra 20 days, and you should know that we're not going to play a little game of giving a hard time there. All we do is to stir up the worst instincts on the other side, and you will embark on a piece of litigation which will be unnecessarily time consuming, which will be a unnecessarily larger fee to you than you might otherwise have thought you'd have. However you want to dress it up, explain to the client ahead of time why you're going to be liberal and you're dealing with the opposing counsel on the matter of extensions, unless there are reasons to the contrary, which there may be. And there are, of course, cases that you've already asked for a temporary restraining order, and every day counts. That's different. So that's just the practice tip. The thing I always thought was related to it was Rule 11. I mean, civil Rule 11. And I remember being in some group of when do you try to invoke Rule 11 against your opponent? And I said, that's an easy answer, never. I don't think that's probably a totally adequate answer, but I think in most cases, it's to your client's advantage and your advantage if the non-essential parts of the litigation can move smoothly, so that you can move ahead to what it's really all about. And I don't know whether that's a startling tip. My other tip always used to be just read the latest column by McElhaney, and unfortunately he's retired, as I have been now. I was a huge fan of his and his invention, Angus, and if that rings a bell to somebody, it's made my day worthwhile. But my real thing,
well, Spencer,
is
you have made all of our days a little bit more worthwhile with that tip. I think it's an excellent one. We're running up against our 11:30 endpoint, but I think it's an excellent advice in terms of setting expectations with your client. Is just letting them know in advance that you're going to agree to a routine request for an extension of time, and that they just need to be okay with that and explain the reasons as you did so very eloquently. So thank you so much, Spencer. Really appreciate it.
I just thank you to the Maine Bar. It's a superb bar, and every minute I was practicing Maine was, looking back on it, at least every minute was a sheer pleasure.
Excellent. Well, and listen, for the rest of you, if you have practice tips, if you would like your moment of glory on Bar Talk, such as it is, please send your practice tips on in. If you don't want to appear on Bar Talk, that's okay too. We'll just read about what your practice tip is and give you credit. A wellness tip from Bill Nugent is taking a few minutes each day to write down things for which you are grateful. That's great advice. I think I would have a hard time doing it. I feel like there isn't an extra moment in the day, but here's what I will do. I'll take a few minutes to at least reflect on the things for which I am grateful. And speaking of being grateful, Angela chose the gratitude for today. Angela?
Well, did have a productive weekend. We got some work done around the house. I worked on some projects that I've been meaning to get done, and we were outside too, cutting up some wood. It was good. It was a great weekend. It was a great weekend to be outside.
Any weekend you're outside is a good weekend. Well, that takes us to half past the hour. I really appreciate everybody being here today. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you in future weeks. Until then, have a great day, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.